was on my way to the throne room to ask His Highness where Philip could be. Walking down the hallway, I saw two very familiar people, His Highness and Orlando. Quickening my pace, it wasn't long before I could hear what His Highness was saying. Anybody could. He was talking so loudly. No way! Let me get this straight. Nobody knows where Philip is? That would appear to be the case, Your Majesty. Then what about my romantic thingy with Jandy? We probably maybe couldn't even gotten close to making love. That is none of anybody's business. Orlando was quick to cut off His Majesty, and King Jean was at a loss for words. So if it's not King Jean that's got Philip under lock and key, then who is? The more I thought, the more confused I became. What if? The worst-case scenario popped into my head. What if Philip returned to the land of the living with his love from a millennium past? I don't even want to think about that. But even if he did, he wouldn't just leave without telling me. Even if this was the case, I still want to make sure rather he was safely gone back to the land of the living. I won't get anywhere by searching without any leads. I need some sort of clue or plan on where to look. I decided to go back to my room to gather my thoughts. But when I opened the door, I've been waiting for your arrival. Skeletano! There he was, holding a very heavy book with both hands. I've been awaiting your arrival. Quickly, come here. Even though it wasn't his room, Skeletano invited me in and offered me tea. Princess, Lord Orlando has been searching high and low for you. You couldn't imagine how restlessly he questioned me after your disappearance. Skeletano somehow found the time to sip his tea while saying this. As expected, it dripped straight through him and spattered onto the floor. That doesn't matter now. Skeletano, Philip has gone missing. I looked everywhere. What? Had he eyes, they probably would have popped out of their sockets. Instead, Skeletano's skull popped off like a rock'em sock'em robot from the surprise. I need anything to go on. Do you have any idea where Philip could be? Anything at all? Skeletano put his head to his chin, deep in thought. I haven't the faintest idea where Philip could presently be, but I do have a message from him for thee. Skeletano said, a little proudly, brimming with confidence. He handed over a very bulky book. The carrier crow delivered this a little while ago for you, Princess. An exhausted carrier crow peered out from behind Skeletano. Somehow I did it. I promised I would. It was the same carrier crow I'd seen at the ball. Setting down the heavy book that Skeletano handed me, I put on the gloves I'd received as a gift. You're sure this is really from Philippe? Verily, Philip chose me, so his Cupid I could be. Gingerly, I opened the thick book that Skeletano gave me. When I did, a plume of pink smoke rose up from its pages. Here comes the love challenge. Hey. Mine. You own required items. A premium story is more risk than normal one. Plus, you can read it anytime from memories. I can tell the premium story would be best for you. This item will make you feel romantic. Put it on to read the premium story. Let's get this over with. In the next moment, I found my unfamiliar, pretty dress. From within the wispy cotton candy, like smoke, Philippe emerged. It was a sight for sore eyes, one I'd been searching for all day. Philippe. Seemingly hearing my voice, Philippe turned to look at me. If you're hearing this, then it must mean your dress has arrived safely. Seeing Philippe smile, I could swear it was the real thing. Philippe stretched out his hand to me. I was a little startled. I was worried that the moment I touched those outstretched fingers, he would vanish into thin air. Philippe, where are you? I found a dress that was perfect for you, Jandy. It was like he couldn't hear me. It made sense, since this Philippe was just an image of the memory ingrained in this book. Even if this wasn't the real Philippe, I was still happy to see him again. You'd be the belle of the ball in this dress, Jandy, and I, your Prince Charming, and together we would dance. Philippe said, a little shyly. We would. Thank you, Philippe. I answered without thinking, for I remembered that he couldn't hear me. That shy, awkward smile faded from his face, and Philippe looked very sad. And Philippe soon looked very serious. I almost felt like my heart had skipped a beat. It would have, if it was still beating. I know you must think I'm a natural poet, Jandy. To be honest, I was never good with words. In fact, I was terrible with them. Do you remember your eyes glistering with tears of frustration, sprung from the ridicule of your poems by high society after you'd worked so hard on them? I don't remember that at all. From that day, I spent every hour practicing my prose, so I could help you if you were ever troubled. I want to be a Renaissance man for you, Jandy, able to do it all with the greatest of ease. That's changed now. Since you let me be privy to your shortcomings, I've decided to show you the real me as well. Because I love you, Jandy, more than anyone else in the world. Philip's ears turned up bright red after saying this, with a cute little... He disappeared with a poof of pink smoke. Wow. But I just passed through a love challenge. I deserve more hearts. Why?